Head J, Ministry of Defense, Mr. Vikram Nair.
Chairman, I beg to move that the total sum to be allocated for Head J of the estimates be reduced by $100. We live in a dangerous world. In the past week, we've witnessed Russia's invasion of Ukraine, the largest war on the European continent since World War II. The signs of this conflict have been brewing for a long time. The Russian troop buildup along the Ukrainian border had taken place over many months, and various NATO countries, including the US, had anticipated conflict would break out. Yet, when the time for fighting came, despite widespread condemnation from the international community, Ukraine had to fight alone against a much more heavily armed neighbor. This is an important reminder to all countries, particularly small ones like us, that we cannot assume other countries will come to our assistance when we are at war, and we have to do all we can to defend ourselves. The Russia-Ukraine conflict has brought to light some concerning methods of coercion, including false flag operations, essentially disinformation campaigns to create a pretext for war. This is not the only hotspot. In the past year, we witnessed other significant developments in the international security environment. The US-China rivalry has continued to intensify, and we see that this is increasingly playing out in both countries' regulations in trade and technology domains. We have also seen stronger rhetoric and action over Taiwan, and seems to be an increasingly likely catalyst if a conflict, intended or otherwise, were to break out between the two powers. In recent years, commentators have also suggested that the trajectory of the international order will be determined by developments in the Asia-Pacific. As a result, there is a discernible shift in the global center of gravity, and extra-regional countries are increasingly turning their attention here. This includes European Union countries like the UK, France, and Germany. In one view, this is a good thing. As more invested countries are in this region, the more likely they will play a role in balancing the powers in this region. However, with this growing attention focus on the Asia-Pacific, we've also witnessed the emergence of new security arrangements, such as the Trilateral Security Pact between Australia, the UK, and the US. The flip side of this is that there are concerns that such developments may have a divisive impact in the region or could potentially trigger an arms race. Another trend that has emerged is a growing intersection between strategic issues and technology. Technology is a major area of contestation in the strategic rivalry between the US and China. Technology is also being used by both state and non-state actors that seek non-conventional ways to coerce their adversaries, including through cyber attacks and information warfare. Although Singapore is far away from the Russia-Ukraine conflict, I have seen messages being circulated in chat groups that seem to be targeted at swaying public opinion in Singapore. And I have my suspicions that such messages may be part of an info operations exercise by foreign actors. While the pandemic has pushed us in the positive direction in terms of leveraging and maximizing the use of digital platforms, this has arguably also left our country more susceptible to digital threats. Could the Minister of Defense comment on some of these trends in the security environment that MINDEF is watching? Could the Minister of Defense also provide an update on how these and other geopolitical security developments are shaping MINDEF's and the SAF's plans and priorities? How will MINDEF and the SAF respond to the challenges in our external environment? And how will MINDEF and the SAF work with like-minded partners to address these threats? Thank you.